What up, YouTube? It's Jay Coffee Talk back with some pretty big news. Now, this video starts off into the hip-hop world, the hip-hop sector, and goes off into medical news, scientific breakthroughs, research, and all kinds of interesting, groundbreaking stuff. Now, before we get off into the video, make sure to do me a solid and hit them buttons for me. Like, subscribe, but more importantly, join the discussion. This is Coffee. We talk all different topics every day over here. And this is not my main channel, so you might not be subbed up already if you think you are. Take a quick look. But anyways, man, rapper 40 Glock. A lot of you guys probably remember him from getting into it with the game, rocking with 50 Cent and G-Unit, being jumped by the game, and I edited tape and all that. But that's all in, water under the bridge. That's not what we're talking about here. 40 Glock did some jail time, and since he's been home, he's reemerged on social media. And aside from news like this that he's sharing with the digital world, he shares a lot of crypto stuff, a lot of he's big on the crypto and investments and all that. So if that's your cup of tea, make sure to go check him out and follow him. But anyways, he shared a clip from this interesting, groundbreaking report about a mouse having a spinal cord injury, right? Being paralyzed, not being able to walk, and given this new medical treatment, and 4 weeks later, the mouse could walk. This is wild, man. And what's going on is there's this scientist, Samuel Stupp, working out at Northwestern University. I believe that's Chicago, I think. And, he's working with a team of other scientists, and they came up with this treatment that they worked into a gel that basically regenerates cells and neurons and stuff like that when someone is injured and has a spinal cord injury, there's a break in that, where the signal from your brain, those neurons or whatever, they don't fire, they're severed, it stops, and the paralyzation sets in or whatever. Excuse me, everyone. I'm not a scientist. I'm just Jay Coffee Talk. But this was a must share in my opinion. So anyways, they have this gel, and when they inject it into the mouse, and from what I'm understanding, what's being reported is that in all mammals, because I guess mice are mammals as well, our skeletal and neurological system or whatever, our nervous system is very similar. As we know, a lot of stuff is tested on mice, lab rats, and stuff like that. This isn't a new way of doing things where they test this kind of stuff on lab rats and later on humans. So they're pretty pumped the fuck up about this, that they feel that this could be worked into treatments for humans. And not only did this gel help restore these neurons and stuff like that, it also started to diminish scar tissue from injury, which is another part of what stops the signal from flowing through, through our nervous system and in our brain and everything like that. Now, this just wasn't a one and done, they just shot this gel into the area around the spinal cord of these mice, and then boom, they just were walking. But it was treatments for a 4-week period, and then they were good to go. And I guess they waited a day before starting the treatment because that's what you do with people who have spinal injuries and stuff like that. But basically, after doing the treatment, seeing the mice walk and examining them again after the treatment, they were just astounded by these results, that there's never been anything like this in the medical field. And they're very, very, turned up about this, that they're going to be able to help people who are paralyzed walk again, which is simply amazing. I guess the next step is getting, tapping in with the FDA and starting a round of experiments and treatments and, the whole process that they just did with these mice and lab rats on humans. And then, the process will continue on until one day, possibly, this is on the market, and, people who are paralyzed aren't paralyzed for good. There's an all new hope. I'm going to share from you a little bit of the reports that, the scientists and researchers have put out to the press. And this gel that they injected is this is a whole new round of like medicine and treatments that they're calling super molecular drugs. And what that means is like this is on a microscopic level, this stuff that, you know, that they're doing under microscopes here and in making these treatments. And it says each fiber is about, and this is the fibers, I guess, that make up this gel, is about 10,000 times narrower than a human hair. So that's small as fuck. And they are made up of hundreds of thousands of bioactive molecules called peptides that transmit signals to promote nerve regeneration. The therapy was injected as a gel into tissue surrounding the spinal cords of lab mice 24 hours after an incision was made in their spines. And then it also says, like I told you, that they decided to wait a day before they shot them up with this stuff. So they basically just put a little incision around the spine. And then I guess over a 4-week period, keep injecting them with this stuff. And, you know, it works out to help cure the paralysis. Now, once again, I'm just a normal average Joe, so I really don't understand all this stuff, but I like to consider myself a somewhat intelligent average Joe, you know what I mean? But from the way it was being described, though, this scientist Samuel Stubb, who is the head of, you know, this research and working with this team to make these super molecular drugs, has said that they had somewhat similar progress working on these kinds of treatments before with stem cells. So I don't know if they're using stem cells to do this, or because they said similar, so I don't know if this is something totally different than stem cells, or it's stem cells and they're doing something else with it, or how exactly that is happening. Because I know stem cells is somewhat of a controversial thing, obviously, because where it comes from, it's kind of some dark stuff to think about. But from these reports, they mentioned that they had similar results doing that before. So I don't know exactly what they're doing this with, is basically what I'm trying to say. But hit the comments and let me know what you guys think of all this stem cell stuff. You know, do you think it's disgusting? Do you wonder where they get all the stem cells from? Do you think it's something that shouldn't be allowed? Do you think it's, you know, too twisted? They shouldn't go there and do that kind of stuff? Or do you think, you know, if you can help people, you can help people? I'm just curious to know everyone's thoughts on this across the board. And once again, welcome to J Coffee Talk. If you're new, we just talk over here all the time. It's all about hearing what the people got to say. But it's pretty interesting stuff, you know, just to think that people could walk again who, you know, would never think that it's possible. You know what I mean? So if you want to check it out, once again, the doctor or scientist name is Samuel Stubb, working out of Northwestern University. If you want to read up on it yourself and do some research. I remember some years back, a player that played for my favorite football team, the Buffalo Bills, Kevin Everett, a tight end, on a kickoff, you know, doing special teams duties, broke his neck while making a tackle. And he was paralyzed, but over time, this guy walks again. You know, obviously he can never play football again, but they did some really groundbreaking techniques at the hospital that he went to in Buffalo, New York, where they packed him full of ice and kind of brought his body temperature like way down and slowed his heart down. And they did some stuff to the vertebrae in his back. And over time, he was able to, his neurons and nerves and stuff were able to regenerate. So I guess in his situation, his injury wasn't as serious as some people who are paralyzed. Obviously, it's all serious, though. I'm not trying to downplay that one bit. But I don't know. Just wanted to share all this with you guys. Let me know what you think. It's crazy, man, the things that can be accomplished with science in the medical field. You know what I mean? Even back in the day when it comes to certain surgeries where they used to have to cut you open up like crazy, nowadays with a lot of procedures, it's a tiny little incision and lasers and stuff like that. It's insane, you know? And once again, man, 40 Glock, fresh home from jail a few months back. And, you know, give him a follow on social media, Instagram, Twitter. He's always reporting on or sharing info on crypto and just all kinds of different stuff, you know? So thanks for watching. Let's discuss this below. What do you think about all this? Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for new videos, music, news, sports, and much, much more. Like literally, we talk it all, guys. Catch you on the next video. Peace.